Hello everybody, welcome to Waylander's Wandering and another box opening video, which I'm filming it a little early due to, well, DHL refusing to work Saturdays by the look of it. So, a day early, we receive Kill Team Into the Dark. £125 retail, significantly less if you get from an indie retailer. Get yours from an indie retailer. Can't recommend it enough. But anyway, let's have a look what's in the box. Right then, so what's in the box? Well, we'll start off with a lot of sprues. We have our Imperial Navy armsman here, the Kroot and the Kroot weapon sprues, a ton, an absolute ton of terrain, which we will have a look at in a little while, along with the sprues for the Imperial Guardsman. Even more terrain. Oh, and the special weapon sprue for the Imperial Navy. The usual Kill Team measuring doodads and some barriers. Some more terrain. Dice and bases for our minis. Cards. The actual terrain tiles themselves, which appear to be being printed on a relatively thick card. So let's get that open right now. Do we have something handy? Yes, we do. Never struggled so long trying to open a plastic wrapper before. But hey, shrink wrap is shrink wrap. So yes, we have a board, which as you can see is a relatively thick card and a good size. So we have this floor pattern on this side with the red and green lighting, and on the other side we have some blue lighting there. We have another board which is extremely similar, the same but different, as they say. So we can be ready to play fairly quick. And of course, the rule books. As many of you will have noticed, we've actually got the full core rule book in this set, unlike the starter set that comes with the mini version. So full of rules and lore and some absolutely beautiful photographs, as we expect from a Games Workshop product. Scenarios and data cards, absolutely everything that you need to play your game. And then we have the actual separate rules for Kill Team Into the Dark, detailing the rules and data cards and equipment for our Kroot and Imperial Navy breachers, with the usual high quality artwork and printing from Games Workshop, which I again will go through later. So yeah, they're all very pretty. And tokens, all the tokens that you need to play a game. So this will work as a full starter set. As I said, retail at £125 from Games Workshop, significantly less from independent. So I would recommend you get yours from an independent. So if you give me a minute to set up, we'll have a look at the sprues. The detail, as you can see, is very good, highly detailed, even with needles on the dials, the usual skulls and broken bits. And I don't know why, how many people have to die to decorate something in 40k? That's the question we all need to ask. More skulls, very heavily detailed. These are really quite nice. I very much like the detail, from the broken lights and damaged fixtures and fittings through to the actual dials and components and gauges and things that we see here that Goodness knows what they would be for on the ship, but there we go. We have the doors, of course, and then we have the more incidental terrain from like ammo crates and bits of pipe work and tanks of fuel or oxygen or whatever, and various other bits and pieces, and pieces of machinery that we can stick together and use as barricades and terrain pieces and presumably objectives. So we have a second piece of this objective and barrier terrain. Even more varied pieces of the actual ship walls and doors terrain. The doors are actually quite nice. If you look closely at the doors, you can even see the door numbers and things here. Even the tops of the these pillar caps are quite heavily detailed and will be a pleasure to paint, I think. The backs of these pieces are also very heavily and nicely detailed where they are possibly going to be visible. So all that's very nice, and then we have even more of that, which we'll get out of the way and have a look at the important part, which is the miniatures. So we'll start with the Crute. So here we have a Crute sprue. We've got the Crute hound here, and the actual Crute fellas with weapons and heads for days. There are quite a lot of heads on this. Let's have a quick look. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, there looks to be at least a dozen different heads on this sprue, and even more heads on this secondary sprue, which has got more characters things on. It's beautiful long rifle here with the long sight on it, which is very nice. And if I'm not mistaken, there it is. There is our Cyber Eagle for the Pathfinder, I believe his name is. So that's all very nice, and this bow is really nice. So yeah, let's have a look at our Imperial Navy sprues. Imperial Navy are just as interesting, and again have heads for days, helmeted and unhelmeted heads. Very nice multi-part miniatures, heads and heads and heads. There are hundreds of heads on these sprues. It's amazing. Big heavy shield here for our breaches, so we don't get deaded super fast, which nobody would want. Here are the parts for the cat, robot, and the service skull. Swords and various other bits and bats. Looks like an auspex of some sort here at the top. All very nice. So, is it worth £125? Oh, to be honest, possibly not. I mean, this is £125 for a load of plastic. Admittedly, it's a load of plastic that will play you a game and will last you quite a long time, but it's £125 nonetheless. And at the moment in the UK, we have a bit of a cost of living crisis going on, and I've only actually got this because I pre-ordered it, and I really wanted to make this video. But if you can get it from an independent retailer where it's going to be significantly less than £125, usually around 20% off, so that would be around 100, maybe less if you can get additional discounts. I think mine was 20% off, and then because of the retailer I used, I got an extra 10 or 15% off on top of that, so that would bring it down to 85. Is it worth 85? Definitely. Is it worth 90? Definitely. Is it worth 100? Again, it's up to you. Would I buy it again? Yes, definitely. Am I going to do painting tutorials for all these lovely toys and the walls and things? Again, yes, definitely. I hope you enjoyed this short unboxing video. I love your faces. Thank you for staying to the end. See you next time.